What's going on YouTube? Jedi Reviews here. You know, I've been watching all these videos. I wanted to see some Ben Roethlisberger highlights, and I go on here and I see all this crap about the rapist getting punched and oh how he deserved it. Let's go back in history. Jack Lambert was called by many Raiders players as the dirtiest player in football. He knocked people the hell out. He never got called for any penalties. Everything he did was legal. He was just a serious mash-mouth football player. The Pittsburgh Steelers are the #1 defense in the AFC, period. They're gone for their 5th AFC championship game in 10 years. The Steelers organization has 6 Super Bowls, more than anybody else in NFL history, because they are a physical team. You know, Ben Roethlisberger never celebrates a touchdown. Every now and then he throws his finger to God, throws his hands in the air like every quarterback does. But the Raiders have a history of crybaby BS. If they're up in scores, they turn around and celebrate just like the Ravens do, just like they did yesterday with their little, I'm a warrior crap, with that Ray Lewis mentality. And the minute that the game tide changes and they start losing, that's when they start throwing punches and we're losing, I gotta punch somebody in the mouth. Man up. If you can't play the sport of football, get off the field. Go play baseball or something, a non-contact sport. Nobody knows what Ben Roethlisberger said to Seymour. That's probably what Seymour said, but that makes good sense. You know, dictate away from Ben. I don't care if Ben bites the heads off of kittens in the off-season. I don't care if he goes home and slaps his mother. As long as when he comes into Heinz Field, he leads his team to a Super Bowl. That's all I care about. Period. What he does in the off-season is up to him. And let's not forget, I really didn't follow these whole rape charges as much as everybody else did. Even though I am a Steeler fan, all I remember is watching CNN and them uncovering cell phone conversations between the first accuser and her girlfriend. And it said, and I quote, "Ha ha, I'm fixing to get paid. Biggest setup ever. I suckered the guy and now I'm going to go to the bank." Unquote. Does that sound like a rape charge? No, it sounds like a man getting a raw end of the rope. This other chick, it didn't even go that far. It didn't even freaking go to court. She turned around and accused him of it, and then they turn around and they suspend him for 4 games. What he does off the field has nothing to do with what he does on the field. What he does on the field is lead his team to Super Bowls, and that's what I want him to do. The rest of you guys, if you can't handle people celebrating when they're getting the better of you, then you don't need to be watching football. You don't even need to play the sport. You don't need to be nowhere near the sport. The simple fact of the matter is, Hines Ward catches a touchdown pass, the man gets up smiling. I've never seen him upset. I've never seen him, but I've seen him fight, but only because he's retaliating because somebody get ill with him. The fact of the matter is, the Steelers are a stellar football team. Y'all can't take it, and if you hate them, you hate them. I hate the Cowboys. If the Cowboys was going to the Super Bowl, I don't talk trash about the Cowboys. Emmitt Smith was one of the best players ever. He never talked trash. He proved himself on the football field. And that's what the Steelers do. They prove themselves on the football field. Yesterday, the Ravens come in with Ray Lewis and his bullshit that he spews all the damn time about how big and tough and manly he is. He sat over there quiet yesterday like a little baby, like a little bitch. And so did Joe Flacco, because the first time he got introduced to Heinz Field grass, it was over. Mistakes started happening. You can't take nothing away from Troy Polamalu. Troy Polamalu is one of the best safeties in the league. I mean, ever. The man can cover the field in a blink of an eye. You can't take nothing away from their talent. They mesh together as a unit, and they win football games. And Pittsburgh coaches their players to win football games. They draft their players to win football games. If you don't like the Steelers, fine, don't like them. I don't care. But don't sit there and act like, oh, he's a rapist. He was going to rape this Richard Seymour guy, or he said this and he deserved it. You know, it's a game. It's an emotional sport. If Ben had hauled off and hit Seymour back, I'd have been okay, fine with that. So what? If Ben said something bad, he got punched in the nose, and maybe he did deserve it. But the pure and simple fact of the matter is, this rapist crap, y'all need to quit. If you don't like this team, stop bringing the off-field bullshit onto the game, because that's not what it is. It's a game. You got pwned this season. If you got pwned by the Steelers, take your ass whipping, wait for next year, and be happy with it. Later. Steelers Nation, baby. Climbing the stairway to 7.